750 milliliters of Jack for $17 in California. Awesome video. Yeah, that one was cool. We're about to top it right now, though. Okay, I misspoke. We're not building the greatest Jade Shaman deck of all time. We're building the greatest Shudderwalk Jade Shaman deck of all time, and it starts with Blazing Invocation. Okay, these don't really help. Battlecry, die. What does that do for Shudderwalk? It just kills him? That's kind of funny. Zombie Chow's probably okay. If we get a very value-oriented deck, I like running Zombie Chow. If you're just, you know, topping out at 5 and you're running, you know, 3 Jade Lightnings and a Bloodlust, I don't really want to run it, but we don't know what we're doing yet. Love Tiny Toys. That card's fun. I'm not a huge fan of the Ghoul. There are a lot of bad elementals, but a 2-mana 2/2 that kind of helps shore up your curve is not the worst. Always grab the Hex. More Nimbuses. This is good Shudderwalk fodder. I actually think this card can be okay. We don't have any. You gotta get the legendary Murloc or something. I guess I'll just take a little bit of card draw. Never lucky. Not the legendary Murloc. Does it come back as a 5/1? Yeah. So it's just another Rager card. I think the Stormwind guy is pretty bad this meta. Very hard to get Divine Shields. There just aren't any neutral Divine Shields. Is this kind of close? I don't think it is. Sneeds is great, and Astalor's kind of does what Sneeds does, but also gives you a 2-mana 2/2 that deals 2 and a 5-mana 5/5. Helps you fix your curve, and on turn 10 is better than Sneeds. I'm gonna take another Menacing Nimbus. Primordial Drake just feels bad. I know Katie loves it. I haven't seen Astalor in 2 weeks. Well, they're all going to me. What do you think about that? You probably ain't happy about that. Give a minion, Death Rattle, summon 3/2 zombies. Or just take a Harkener. Let's just grab a Harkener. Another Hex I'm not opposed to. Definitely like the 3. Don't have enough 3s. Definitely hate all of these. I'll grab the Hired Gun. So unlucky. A 3rd Hex. It's a little kind of rough, I think. I don't know if I really want 3. Sometimes you're just stuck hexing like a Hired Gun because you just don't have another play. I'm just gonna take a Death Weaver or a first pick. I would take the Hex. Let's take a Macaw. It's fun. Could be good with Astalor. Battlecry. Add another Astalor to your hand. Does Shudderwalk work with the Mana Thirst Battlecries? Well, the Mana Thirst aren't Battlecries, so no. Let's grab a Peasant. Oh, more Macaws. Great with our Astalor. Frostspell or a Murloc Tidehunter? It's a Battlecry. It's a Battlecry I don't necessarily want. Cryostasis. It's not that bad of a card, is it? I don't think so. This card's very good. Nimbus is pretty good too. So many Nimbuses. Alright, for the memes, how many undead do I even have? I have 1, 2-ish. I really don't have that many undead. Let's take all the Nimbuses and get Lyra. Yeah, Librarian's probably okay, but I'll just grab a Hex. I need Shudderwalk and another Astalor. That's it. Okay, we'll take this undead champ. Astalor's not a Murloc? Gavel's great. Alright, well, it's a Battlecry I don't really want, but maybe it's the Battlecry we need. There's some Murloc. Or a spell. Let's take the undead. We have this guy. Wow, never lucky. I really thought we were going to get a second Astalor. I like Cryostasis. I think Cryostasis was underrated back in the day. Just kind of like a Blessing of Kings almost for 2 mana instead of 4. That looks like so stupid. Draw a Rush, a Lifesteal, and a Death Rattle. Well, Astalor doesn't have any of those. 1 Death Rattle, that's it. We got the Varian, the King of Stormwind, and this. Both could be good. There's a lot of Rush and Lifesteal in Shaman that we don't have. Alakir I think is kind of whatever. Rush, Wind Fury. After this attacks and kills a minion, resurrected on your side. Let's take an Azure. Drawing cards in our deck seems good. Oh, let's take an Earth and Might and get Lyra from that. Let's take another Ellie. And finally... Never lucky. What do we take here? I mean, this Granite Forgeborn is pretty good. Never gonna get Shutterwalk. Drakuru doesn't need to survive. Oh, really? Choosing a legendary, I go for a piss. When I come back, choosing a legendary. How long was your piss? I lost this bet. I was about to get 2,500. Game ended with 234. I needed 229. Oh, man. That's not good. Deck feels fun. Yeah, we can't beat a Malignant, but everything else we should be in a pretty good spot. Isn't Shudder an elemental? No. I think he's a nothing, isn't he? Maybe you're right. Let's look him up. Sorry, what's his name? I don't have him? Oh, I do have him. Yeah, he said nothing. He should be an elemental or a beast. Hope you're having a great night. Yeah, we're about to look at our deck. Oh my god. Koto, what's up? What did Katie say? Did you say my name or am I tripping? Oh yeah, sorry. I passed your beloved Primordial Drake in the draft, my bad. I have what I think is a somewhat interesting question. It's not. If aliens came to Earth and you could only play them one song to listen to, what would you go with? I probably wouldn't. I'd probably run away. I don't know, maybe something by Mozart or something. Goo Punch. I'd play a Goo Punch. Alright. We didn't take a break before the draft, did we? No, right? And this deck looks absolutely incredible. So let's mark it and put it up on YouTube. And let's take a quick break. And then I'll come back and we'll draft and I'll eat a little bit of chicken. I think I have some chicken stuck in my tooth. But it's time to get to work. My opponent just played 5 consecutive Jade Lightnings. I didn't get offered a single Jade Lightning. Jade Claws. Jade 7 mana 5/5 Fire Alley. To be fair, we were only offered like 5 different types of cards. Hex, Brilliant Macaw, Menacing Nimbus, and Astalor. That's about all they gave us, which I'm not super opposed to. You have the recommendation for this, Red? I would say 12.
Job's done.
Trying to get something out of my teeth. Chances of drafting 5 of them, drawing 5 of them with the first half of the game, let alone playing them, you probably drafted 9 of them. I think it's actually like Shaman's most offered card, and I would imagine actually that for once the data's a little skewed because people don't take the Jade cards. I would imagine they're offered even more than like Canal Slogger is in 72% of decks. I didn't get offered one of those either, but Menacing Nimbus is in 69% of decks. These numbers are wacky. Okay, I did not get the cards that I would deem to be good. Harkener, Jade Lightning's in 58.7% of decks. That's crazy. I like it though. Smaller pools of cards, rotating more frequently. Much more fun. Shaman's offering rates are weird. Yeah, those they changed the rates for like 3 classes to try to contest Death Knight, when they should have done all of them.
This can't be good.
They did not. Did something similar. I cast 3 lightning storms in a row, and they put it conceded. Nice, nice. I see I'm teaching you a lot. 3 is one thing, but 5. I played my Worgen Greaser after the 3rd one, thinking, no way they had another. Turns out they had 2 more. That's not good.
That feels good.
It doesn't feel good. Wait, what's he doing? Why not just trade it? Where is my Astalor? Here I am with my stupid Queenie pick level Greaser. Where'd Queenie go? Did she go to bed? She would be telling you to suck the toes of the Greaser and she'd be telling you how great he is. And yet, you spectate one of her runs? She never has him. She never has him. I never think I got a good deck. Res better deck than mine. No, no, I don't. No, I don't. A 5 damage weapon. This draws me a card. It's not exactly what I want to be getting out of that, but I'm gonna play this. Maybe it eats a swing. Be okay. Yours is better, isn't it? Just got back into Hearthstone, haven't played for a long time. I've been playing a lot of Arena. Do you think Standard is worth spending money playing? Should I stick to Arena? I mean, if you enjoy Constructed, it's probably worth it. Standard is rotating in April, I believe. So if you want to get back, if you really want to get back into Standard, I would probably wait until the next expansion, which I think will be like the first set of a new rotation for the longest period of time. Can't get big enough. Let's put this here. I discount this, but it doesn't do me any good, huh? But why not? 2 Hex, 2 Champions, 2 Drakuru. Yeah, you don't have enough 2s. And you don't have Astalor, so no, that deck's not as good as this one, but it's a good deck still. You really probably need to hard mull and hope you hit a 2, though. You're gonna be stuck playing a 2-mana 2/2 on 2, which is kind of bad. Like the Storm and the Double Slogger, yeah. This deck doesn't really have access to things like that, but we have 3 hexes. He has 2.
Our gift of frost shields us.
Not ideal. You know what I should have done?
Foolish.
Should have traded these first. I mean, none of these really help. We need to be the ones with Astalor.
A willing donut.
This needed to be Shutterwalk or my own Astalor.
A dark deed to defy death.
Do I hex that?
Don't forget to tip the
Why are all these things so big? Chop that. Hired Gun doesn't do anything. What's in there? Oh, a 2/2 with Rush? Nah, that's fine.
Golems are a girl's best friend.
Did we lose this turn? No, we lose next turn. Okay. 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 Become friends with the octopus? They just sent us a request. I'd rather people come to the stream if they want to chat. It's better for my livelihood. It's better for my livelihood and my longevity in terms of being able to, I don't know, live. Get a what? What if I get Drakuru? He's really not that good on this board, huh? Well, I'd still rather have him than nothing. Wow, Red, you always have Astalor in your game. No, I don't. You're looking at my opponent's deck list. They have Astalor. I don't have Astalor. That's why I'm going to die. I don't know why they did not just play Astalor now. But I am thankful for that. Very much so. Red is an ass, man. I do appreciate a fine physique. Okay, what if I get my Astalor now? I did not. So we do that, we do that, we do that. We hope it's taunt. It was not taunt. They have two. They have 2 Astalors. They have one Astalor, I think. So he hits, he slaps, he plays Astalor, and we die. Well, they had lethal, but chose not to take it. What we can do about it appears to be nothing.
Our gift of fire empowers us.
I need to kill the 4/4 and hit me in the face a lot, but not kill my minion. Oh, I'm still dead. Was there any way to not die there? Feels like those were good hits for me. 9, 13, yeah. Okay, well, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We drew 2/3 of our deck and didn't hit our Astalor. They had theirs on curve. So I think that's probably the main difference that game. Like I sucked? Yeah. They will be stomping several more people with their Astalor deck, I'm sure, every game they draw it. We're hoping to do the same, but first, we need to draw it.
Morgo versus Jaina.
My sorcery will prevail.
That's a good hand. I don't think I need both 2s. Is Magic ever this broken in their arena mode? Magic is much more complex, and as a result, has a lot more variety and variance at all times in basically all modes. There are metas, there are sets that favor certain colors, but you're never just drafting, you're always drafting. You can always choose to draft against other players, which just makes a much healthier sense of parity for everyone, I think. There are standard metas that are more akin to Hearthstone standard metas, where you're sort of obligated to play a certain deck or two, or like a hard counter, but there's usually a lot more options for the player.
Run for help! Fight until you can't no more!
Do you like better Astalor or Titstalor? Are those Hearthstone cards? What is he doing? A drafted bolt? Okay. Let's do this.
The more you struggle, the better.
Draw an overload card. Do I have any overload cards? Well, it's kind of good. The answer is no. What is kind of bad is,
The calm before the storm.
what's kind of bad is these other spells aren't very useful. Mono red is the meta and constructed is fluid. I'm not sure what that means. But he was asking about like the draft mode. I doubt mono red is almost ever the meta in a draft mode. In cubes, you can usually build a mono red deck that can be somewhat viable. Guess I'll hold again. I don't know what I'm even looking for. I might want a big minion, or I might want a removal spell. Gotta watch out for the fluids, true. So I always wear a protective shield. I do not have enough cards to make that a huge problem. I can look for a way to deal something. Slogger or something? Could just kill it, but I'd like to gain the life back, I think. I could freeze his guy and then hex it. Is that ever like a play we want to make? We have 2 hexes. It's not worth it. Too late, too tired. You're right. I am sorry. Hey, you don't have to apologize, because I'm not even really sure what you're apologizing
Streets are not safe!
I'm overloaded this turn, which means I can only hex one of these, which is sort of a colossal problem. Oh, that's not activated. Okay, that's not as colossal of a problem. Let's do this, and this, and this, and this, and that. And we actually have a Blazing Invocation in our deck, which is kind of cool. Could bring it back, theoretically. Pay attention to the last battle cry we played as well. So it's 6, 8, 10. Tiny toys. Let's hex it and kill it, just in case he has something like a bone mare. We'll just play this thing. What is that card? This is a 4 mana 4/4 rush. Death Rattle, go dormant. And every time you cast a fire spell, he'll come back. That's not true. When you cast a fire spell twice, he'll come back. It's pretty shit. But, well, you know. Shitter's gonna shit, they say. I feel like every time I tune in, you have an Astalor in your deck. But you better tune in more often so I can play with the cards I deserve more often. I beat the Scourge and a double Bone Mare with a single Malignant Horror. How's Arena right now? I haven't played since the last pre-Death Knight Arena time. I think it's like a 3 out of 10, but if you're only playing like 1 run a week, I think there's fun decks out there. I think Shaman's fun. I think Priest is fun. I think when you high roll a Rogue is fun. I think when you get a good Death Knight deck, it is fun. I think when you get a good Mage deck, it is fun. And yeah, I think this meta is actually okay, except for those of us that are playing 3 or 4 runs a day, and you're seeing the same cards over and over again. But I think Druid has a viable archetype. I think Mage has a thing or two it can do. I think Rogue has a viable archetype. I think Shaman has a thing or two it can do. I think Priest has a thing or two it can do. I think Warrior's actually pretty good too. Seth 91. Thank you, Seth, for the follow. 3 out of 10 is a fair assessment. Yeah, I'd say if you're doing 1 run a week, it's probably like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. If you're doing 3 runs a day, it's probably like a 3 out of 10. This Red has played quite a few runs. We've definitely seen some pretty sweet decks. Yeah. Am I overloading here? I can kill that.
Our gift of the arcane.
Can actually develop quite a nasty board here too. And then I could just coin the Astalor. Why can you find Astalor 2 times a day? I've only had Astalor 1 time today. But I play much more than you and most other people, so I'm gonna get hit by more Astalors, which I do, and I also get to draft more Astalors as a result. If you want to draft as much as me or more than me, then you'll get the same cards often. That 1 run a week is pretty contingent on your draft, because I know you have been on a good stretch of decks, but you also had a fair deal of shit decks in a row. If you're 1 draft a week, looks like the shit, you faced a ton of decks, Death Knights and Druids rolling, you probably won't come back. Yeah, but I think somebody asking in chat who hasn't played for several months, it sounds like, might be okay to do 1 run. And if they don't come back, they probably weren't coming back anyway.
Arcane bolt.
Keep the coin. I don't know how valuable that is. And if you're not doing 5 runs a day, you're probably just accruing gold, and like, it kind of doesn't really make a big difference if you retire a run or 2. I mean, it probably doesn't make a big difference for anyone. It just feels bad. Using the coin here, I'll just do this. And then we have the coin for this if we want it. I missed Spell Mage, yeah, it was cool. Whenever that card is in the meta, it is good. Which card? Sorry?
The more you struggle, the better.
But I think that Talriel's perspective and my perspective, and probably a lot of the people watching this stream and chatting every day, and like the people who are super committed and super passionate about Arena, probably have the vast, you know, minority perspective, where like you're really, really good at this game, right? And Like you immediately can identify when your deck is bad. You can immediately identify like what range your deck is probably going to go in. You can immediately identify that the game is over on turn 2 or 3 a lot of the time, or 4 maybe if you're lucky. And I don't think a lot of players experience the game that way. I have people in this chat like I mean, for example, Cody comes in, she's just like, yeah, I just like drafting. I like my rogue deck or my demon hunter deck, and I went 5 and I'm so stoked. And I think a lot of people have that sort of perspective as opposed to like the rest of us who are like, oh my god, another Astalor, oh my god, another Malignant or whatever. Just want to drop these. And I think as whenever we have discussions like this, I think it's important to kind of acknowledge Blizzard should really be trying to maximize the amount of players like that they have, while ideally not doing anything detrimental to the player experience from like someone like yourself or mine or Judge or Dreads or people who do this for a living or people who are grinding the leaderboard. Like, it's such a small percentage of the player base that they should really be focusing on making the average experience for the average to below average player better. Because another thing is, as we've showcased, no matter what shit they they plop out for us, we're gonna be stuck, we can't get away. You want to bring people in and have them enjoy the content. It's hard for me to look at the game in a way. So when people try to suggest just only playing for fun and not caring, it's near impossible to get a research to just re-augment my brain with how I've learned to view the game. Yeah, and you have to kind of take acceptability. You don't have to take accountability for that. You kind of have to accept that, good or bad. It just is what it is, and I do too. Like, I have to accept that I don't enjoy the game or experience the game the same way I did before I started streaming. That's a choice I make. And sometimes I play Legends of Runeterra or Magic and I don't know what the cards do, and I'm fumbling my way through and I have fun, and I still have fun playing Hearthstone Arena, and that's why I stream it. But at the same time, I sit and I talk in front of a couple hundred people every day, and I want the game to be better. So that's why, we get into some of these circular discussions every night. Another Hearthstone Arena streamer. Why is this game so damn popular? Hey, Kripali, what's up, dude? What? What's the problem?
This can't be
People were playing for fun, and the game mode wouldn't be full of one class and 60% matches. Well, I think what's sort of discounted by Blizzard to an extent is that I don't think they properly understand, like, the fact that people just have fun when, like, people want to feel competitive even if they're not very good. People want to see their battleground score go from 2,000 to 2,500 or from 2,500 to 3,000. And no player who's at all good would have a score like that, Anybody who knows, like, the basics would exceed that. But people like to see their score go up. People like to go and check HS replay and see the highest performing class and then can get the best results with it on average. Like, people will do that. Like, people will put in that effort, and I don't think Blizzard always accounts for that. They just like, oh, we just want to make it fun, or oh, we just want to make it balanced. But you don't ever create that, and I think they kind of think too little of the player sometimes. Like, there's like this whole notion that like things really need to be super simplistic, and players couldn't handle like more text or more options or whatever. Thank you, Exotic Pineapple, for the 10 bits. Oh, I do appreciate that. I'm gonna play this one.
The calm before the storm. Run for hell!
Build your own Jade deck. When it comes to the viewer, how is your viewership today compared to the viewership you had 2 years ago? Like, you, Dreads, and Judge, do you guys get more viewers, or it went down a bit? Channels grow at different rates and at different times. I can look up you can actually look up all this stuff. It's all public. Who the heck is that? Feedbin, thank you for the Prime. Feedbin. Did he play that? He played it. Okay, this is not looking great here. But our viewership has gone up over the years for the most part. It's not linear, but I did skip his turn. All right, Hyrule City, something with Rush. Something with taunt? Nothing? Okay. If you go back to December last year, we averaged 623 viewers in December. This year, 635. If you go back 2 years, in December, we averaged 488 viewers. If you go back 3 years, in December, we averaged 288 viewers. So, I mean, at that rate, I mean, we're going to the moon. Lightning Storm doesn't help me in the same ways that it was helping him. So let's take the Tidal Surge. And maybe I can find a 1-drop. Next year, your average goes to 690 viewers. Hopefully 1,000 million gajillion. But yeah, maybe whatever you said is good too. Hired Gun is about as useless as we could kind of not hope to get. Can't remove anything from the board. So I think we're sort of obligated to like taunt or something. I feel bad. This year, most likely 7 billion viewer average, I hope. Hey, Wicked Kitten. I can understand. What I meant is that since you guys stream regularly, normally you should grow. It seems Hearthstone isn't growing as a player base in the last couple of years. It's a lot more complicated than that. There's a lot of factors. Hearthstone's player base, how many streamers there are at a given time, how popular the particular game mode you play, you know, how much you stream, and the time you stream, how appealing you are, or how much success you have. Like, so it's really, you can't really just simplify it in those terms. Nothing will compare to the amount of viewers you had when I handed out all those flyers to the Girl Scout troop. True, Wicked Kitten came from that very Girl Scout troop. Wait, the song ended? I was listening to that. But yeah, I think our channel's doing great the last couple of months and the last couple of years. Yeah, no qualms with that growth. Some qualms with this growth. This is making me not want to play more Hearthstone, but our deck is so good. It's probably anomalous. Oh, wait, I should have played this. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I fucked up. I think you should combine the two looks with a Pikachu beanie. I think your biggest appeal is that you're chill. But I want to see you rage for once, god damn it. Yeah, I don't do a lot of raging, huh? Okay, well, I drafted these cool legendaries and all these cool synergies. We just can't seem to get them. Yeah, I don't really rage about Hearthstone. I mean, it kind of is what it is. The best players at the best times probably have like a 70% win rate, which means you need to lose 3 out of every 10 if you're like the best player in the world. So you kind of have to be okay with losing like half your games, especially in small sample sizes, half or more of your games, for no real reason other than you're playing a card game. But the good news is our comeback starts now. Redbeard's biggest appeal is the beard and his tight little rump. Whoa, come on, Wicked Kitten, thanks. Oh, sorry, you didn't say that last part, but thank you. If you have a second, look up on Google Images Emilio Estevez in the movie Mission Impossible and tell me Red doesn't look like him before he dies in the elevator shaft. What happened to Emilio Estevez? This?
This can't be good.
No. Emilio Estevez. Is he still alive? I hope so. He's only 60? Wait, he was married to Paula Abdul? He's only 5'7". What's his net worth? How much is Emilio Estevez worth? $18 million. Accurate or not, hard to say, but man, that's preferable to... That's preferable. I think in my ideal arena, decks are synergistic. Like a new free-to-play player deck in standard, but not good enough to be meta. Yeah, those are very vague terms, and I think they make it very hard to really like quantify exactly what you're asking for. Oh, I should have done this first. But yeah, there are a lot of ideal arena kind of propositions and whatnot, but there are limitations in the client, and there are limitations to their vision or their interest in pursuing these things. But yeah, he was in the Mighty Ducks. Yeah, he's the coach. He's Coach Gordon Bombay. I wonder where I can watch the greatest Jade deck in the history of all time. Oh, it's on the YouTube. Did you already watch it, Zed? What do you think? Do you think it lives up to the name? The greatest Jade deck in the history of Arena of all time? It's a lot of names, but... A lot of hexes. Be a decent time to pick one up. Or an Astalor. Yeah, do that. I don't know why he did that, but it's good for me. I guess it's just 50-50 to hit the 2-2. So I'd rather just not deal with it all. Redbeard versus Red Boy. The boy has become a man. I think Jade Shaman this meta is exactly what I consider ideal. I think Jade Shaman this meta is much closer to what I would want out of an arena drafting experience than what we typically have. So I think I understand what you're saying. I think you want more decks to be able to do things like that. I want more decks to be able to do more things like that more consistently. And I want the sets to rotate more frequently. So you're not stuck playing the same Jade deck every day for a month. But if every class had something it could do, then you could play a Jade deck in Arena one day, and the next day you could draft a Rogue deck and build a Concoction Rogue. And then the next day you could build a Token Druid and build a Token Druid. And then after a week, you would have played 7 different viable synergistic decks, and I think that that would be cool. I can hit... Am I screwed here? Can I not get through that? Hit, 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 hit. I can't kill these things? This is real life. I can't kill those.
Run for help!
Great trade. Alright, well, get fucked, Red Dude. In an ideal world, classes have different niches, and you can have a ton of variation when you go draft a class, but it's more like this class has these good cards, get them or lose. I think it would be, if we're building an ideal system, I think it's more like you have all good cards, and you can build the Jade cards, or you can build the Death Rattle cards, or you can build the Murloc cards, and get offered Jades, and maybe you're offered Jades an X% higher pick based off of how many you have from like this particular pool of cards, maybe. Rather than just be like shit out of luck because you got like a bad draft or something. I can see everybody talk a lot about how to improve Arena, but how would Blizzard make profit off it? Just charge money for it. It's really not that hard.
I will purify the fallen.
Just charge money for things that people want to pay for. Cosmetics and people aspiring and learning to get where they can play infinitely. Just put in a tournament mode. The easiest way to do any of this. Have people entry, you know, whatever, 10,000 gold, 5,000 gold, do a monthly tournament, have people be able to buy back in for $10, $20, give out a cash prize, reap the rewards. 10 times the viewership on Twitch if you want, print money, show ads during it, you make a fortune. Instead, they took it to YouTube, made no money.
The calm before the storm.
Bask in my radiance.
Some decks, I guess, are destined to fail. Many people who play exclusively Arena buy the cosmetics. Look at save file. It has every skin ever made. If you make people want to play it, they will pay for it. Most people probably have less than 1,000 gold. Yeah. There aren't a lot of people playing Arena infinitely. That, I believe, is a gross misconception. Didn't play more 5s. Does that do me any good? I hit, I play this, and then I hit that. And you say I get it even if it dies? Or what if I Shadow Word Ruin?
Take shelter.
And I get a taunt, and I still have my Shadow Word Ruin, right? You get him even after he dies. What if I just hit here? I get a 2/3 and I keep my 6/2. And then what? He free trades, he double trades the ones, and then I get a better Ruin. You should just be able to attack as many times as you want, no? Sell perks. Maybe you can reroll 2 rerolls per draft. Or rolling a random skin. Can't believe how bad of a business decision to move to YouTube was for Hearthstone tournament broadcasting. Yeah, I'm sure they got a big payment up front, and then somebody was able to convince themselves maybe it won't be that bad, or maybe we'll even grow. And I would imagine, hopefully, that person has been fired. Would probably be ideal. It's not ideal though.
Let the pain speak to me.
When they moved Dota 2 tourneys to Facebook, it was dead on arrival. It destroys a lot of your viewership overnight. Oh, for sure. Of course. That's why people don't drink, like, new drinks that are maybe better than Coca-Cola, because you don't even know what they are. Never heard of them. Can never find them. Ain't looking for them. There's a reason Coca-Cola's been around for ever, and everyone drinks them. I guess maybe he'll just never kill that. Kinda bad. Rogue or Mage Red? I'm not drafting Rogue anymore. I think 1 out of every 10 Rogue decks is like capable of going 5. I'm done. Never drafting it again. I exclusively drink whiskey. You gotta mix it with Coke though. Mage it is. Yeah, I'm off the Rogue bandwagon. Every time I queue into Dred's stream, legit, you know I joke a lot. Every time I queue into Dred's stream, he has 2 of the Discover spells, 2 of the 1-drops, he's got 2 of the 2/4s, 3 Potion Master Putricides. Okay, actually, you know what? Maybe Rogue is okay. We did get 3 of them. Oh, good. Why is he doing that? Pounce! There's no way. There's no way Pounce was the pick. Oh, maybe he took the random one. I don't know. Every time I queue into Dread stream, Sniper Guild confirmed. Oh, you gotta snipe him. You know?
Fight until you can't no more.
Of course. Is this opponent my son? Yeah, this is my son, Red Boy. You mentioned earlier you were on an 11-1 DK run? Yeah, I was. Yeah. Hey, Gigor. What's up, Big Papa Gigor?
The 100 Kings rise again.
Some sort of constructed combo?
Drink with me.
Why? Stop this. Stop this madness right now.
Bring the pain.
I don't think I even want another totem. You know what? I think I want another totem. Please take that bask about the whiskey. Drink your cheap whiskey and mix some Coca-Cola in there. I only mix it with the cheap stuff. Jack Daniels, Jameson, Happy Van Winkle's 20-year aged oak barrel anniversary edition.
You gotta be scrappy.
Red boy doesn't want to beat his dad. Good. Enough people beating me this run and our deck is great. At least let me go like 11 or so. Love the stream, but this is soul destroying stuff. Settle down now. You have the whole prediction candidates. Inbox me for the reward if you are in chat. What do those words mean? Sounds like overt gibberish. Actually, I should have traded that there. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just checked out of this game.
Our gift of the arcane enlightens us.
To the undead.
Our gift of frost leads us.
Those first ones are middle shelf. They ain't no low shelf plastic bottle whiskeys. You can get 750 milliliters of Jack for $17 in California. You got 20 of those Pappy bottles, don't you? Your parents had them in their cellar. Just handed them to you. No, but my brother has one, I think, actually.
I can see.
I think. He has something. He's got like, my brother's got a bunch of bottles of expensive whiskey. He works for a supermarket chain in California in their like buyers division for the company to kind of like help determine what alcohols they carry, but also like to make sure the stores are all in stock and orders them and stuff like that. But anyway, every time the sellers come, they're like, oh, we want to sell our whiskey, and he's like, I don't know. And they're like, well, hey, do you want this bottle of something at a severe discount, maybe even free? And he's like, I really can't do that. And they're like, what if I just leave it on this desk and it were to like fall into your backpack? And then he has all these nice bottles of whiskey. Nah, he doesn't really do that. But he does have some, and he definitely paid retail price for them. You know, they'll say things like, oh, probably, we're gonna smash it to bits if you don't take it, and that's totally fine, but if you do take it, then we won't have to smash it to smithereens.
This can't be good.
I have chicken in my tooth. Hello. Stop this madness right now. Bump this.
I grant you permission to speak.
Bump that booty smacker. Booty smacker. Alright, you could be silent now. Someone to sell your whiskey, they got to try it first if you want. Yeah, no, they do like sampling of like stuff that like, because they don't really sell high-end bottles like that, so he's not really like taking something they were gonna sell. To Biff, what's up? I usually decide what liquor I buy based on what is on sale. I got 1.75 liters of Captain Morgan for $13.99. That's a good price. That's a good price, buddy.
This can't be good.
Think he's still saying hello to me? If you don't want that guy to smack your booty fart on him, some people are into that. The foreign poet. Love the stream though. My favorite content on this stream. Sorry, you got mad that I mixed cola with my cheap whiskey, my mid-shelf whiskey. Look, I can sit. You know what it is if I'm drinking whiskey to enjoy drinking a whiskey, then I'll drink it straight. I don't have a problem with that. But if I'm just like going out to the bar and I just want to like sip a whiskey and cola and then go to the dance floor, or I want to sit here on Twitch and like have a drink over the course of an hour, it doesn't really make. I can't really like enjoy it that way. You know what I mean? Or like, I don't know. I bought a bottle of Whistle Pig last year and just poured it and let it breathe and drank it, and it was cool. Not a huge, you know, connoisseur of fine whiskeys or anything, but it was fine.
Until you can't no more.
It was more aromatic and more potent than a regular bottle of whiskey. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. That's not good. Do you drink your whiskey out of a mug with a straw at a bar? No, they usually give you a little glass, I had whiskey glasses, or like more traditional drinking glasses. They just broke because I would just like, I barely drop them. I mean, I didn't drop them. Like I'd be washing them and like set them down and just shattered. They need to make an unbreakable mug that'll outlast the existence of the universe. Like a little whiskey glass that'll never break. I draw the line at mixing red wine with Coke. I don't mix my wine. Actually, it's not true. I like to mix my wine with orange juice sometimes in the morning. Although I haven't had any. I should buy. Oh, I think I have a bottle of wine actually. But yeah, I don't really like to mix that stuff. Cheapest whiskey in my country is VAT 69. It tastes like piss. Yeah, I know the cheapest thing I ever drank was when I first started streaming. I was drinking more. I had Canada Dry. Is that what it's called? No, Black Velvet. Sorry. Canada Dry is a ginger. Black Velvet. And it was normally, I don't know, it was $12.99 or something for like 2 liters almost. A little under 2 liters. And that unmixed did taste like cat urine. And mixed with cola, it tasted like cat urine mixed with what? I like to mix award-winning Moscato with absinthe. If I catered the way I drank my alcohol so that random people on the internet would give me a moment's worth of neutral to slightly positive thought rather than negative, then I would need more alcohol to live with myself. Yeah. Black Velvet is still too classy. Gotta go to Ralph's or CVS store brand whiskey. I've never seen those things. Maybe Canadian's Crest whiskey. That was the cheapest I ever endured. But then the stream started making some money, and I figured spending a few dollars more to get Jack Daniels was better. I figured that was a step up and I deserved it. I was working hard back then. Somebody here, it was Rudy. I haven't seen Rudy in a week or two. Rudy was like, they were out of Buffalo Trace. I went through a little period where I was buying Buffalo Trace. And he was like, you should buy this other brand. It's like the offshoot. It's the same people who make Buffalo Trace. I forget what it's called. And he's like, it's just as good and it's like half as expensive or like a quarter of it as expensive. And that was horrible. That was dog shit. I don't know if it was as bad as Black Velvet, but I forget the name.
I see.
Deals damage. That's sick.
The more you struggle, the better.
You know what? Let's just take this because I want cards. Stream is responsible for your Jack and Jack for your immense success. I'm sorry, what? This guy don't know how to end the turn. I don't know. This is Booty Smack and he was emoting us every turn before we silenced him. I'm gonna play a game of TFT and then call it a night. Just do 10 games of TFT. Speaking of which, I need to see my Marvel Snap shop. Has it been 8 hours? How long are they in the shop for? 8 hours? 7 till 3. Okay, we have half an hour. I never buy anything. Most expensive drink I had was a bottle of Japanese gin for $100. It was pleasant and smelled like orange zest, and Redbeard's drinking his ambrosia being classy. Why did you buy a $100 bottle of Japanese gin? Making it into a tourney with Snapshot? Maybe. I could probably win the tourney. What am I hoping for? I don't know. Brood? I'd buy Brood, because I have Patriot now. I'm hoping for a Squirrel Girl variant, where she's looking really cool. And in my head, she, you know, I'm fairly certain that some of the variants, she's like a 28-year-old Squirrel Girl, not a whatever the actual canon is. Gaining so much armor. Squirrel Girl fetish. I think she just has like short hair and Squirrel Girl variant. The short-haired look. This one, she's just here like painting graffiti with her butt hanging out. Come on. And a lot of decks run Squirrel Girl. Are there movies for all these snap cards? Yeah. And Netflix shows. I was in Sydney and I got shouted dinner near the Opera House. I was glad I didn't have to pick up the check, as the wine was $400. $180 for a small bottle of sparkling. The food was ridiculous. What the hell were you doing with your life? Should've just put one in your purse and ran. I bought it because I like gin. I like cocktails. Well, yeah, yeah, whatever. There are better, there are worse ways to blow $100, so sure. A lot of squirrel girl fetishes around here. You are not the only one. Doesn't mean you are not disgusting, though. What is squirrel girl's superpower? I don't know, actually. Shouted is slang for someone else buying something for you. Ah. I never reach my depths. Weird that his turn ended so quickly. The turn he was dead. I'm not kidding. Her power is that she is the strongest. What does that mean? No, I've never heard that phrase in my life. I've never even heard that streaming on Twitch with a lot of, I'm assuming, Australian viewers. I've never heard that once. Somehow got Patriot variant without getting Patriot, which apparently means that I can get the original Patriot in my shop. Oh my god, I opened up a Warpath variant. Now I don't even get new cards. I just get like shitty variants for cards I don't even want. She's a non-canon character, which is the strongest character in the universe. Is that true of every non-canon character or just her specifically? Dope that I lost a token shop day. Yeah, that is dope. I mean, I've only bought like 2 things, I think. Death and I think Arrow. Or maybe I've only bought Death. But I still have barely any tokens and I never buy anything. And I don't think I can even afford like a tier 4 or a series 4 card. And I don't really understand how I'm ever supposed to get new cards in this game anymore. And I don't really have anything I can spend money on. I'm confused. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be spending money on. She beats up the whole Marvel universe.
Strictly need to know.
Some sort of sick fetishist. Cola in the toilet means getting ready for a date. That's fair. Let's start our own beardy slang. Yeah, let's get some more. Each drop that would be a series 3 card turns into 400 tokens average. I'm not sure what that means. Once you get all the series 3, oh okay, you get a lot more tokens. Well, I don't have those. I think I understand that. Just get more tokens. Do I ever get more than 100 tokens in a reward thing? Because I only ever get 100. And things cost like 6,000. So I don't really understand. Don't really understand what I'm supposed to be doing. $400 token drop replaces the cards. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. That's nice, I guess. It's less nice. Blizzard destroying my entire board. Those are not high rolls. Destroy friendly undead, your minions gain its attack. Well, I'm glad we got back up to 4. We could still win this game. I don't like that we're just like never seeing any Astalors or high rolls or anything like that. Because frankly, I want them. Uh-oh, Stinky, what's up, Genzi? Soon to be 200 to 600 because that's more exciting to Ben Brode. Wait, really? I don't like that. It's probably counter and what, a minion-based thing? If it's frozen, I guess I would rather give him this.
The calm before the storm.
I think I'd test it for Ice Barrier first, not that it makes a big difference, but... Okay, what does this do? Your arcane spells. I don't have any arcane spells. Well, 200's better than the 100 I get now, so... I'm surviving. Yeah, that's good. It's way better than the alternative, I think. Dying in complete agony and anguish. Is that the discovered spell? It was. Actually, maybe this is bad to have totemed. Why not test for Flame Ward, because Flame Ward is not in. If you're looking to spend money, those big value packs are usually the best. I have 6,000 gold saved up for the next one. Yeah, I had 5,800, and now Sunspot's gone, and I can't buy one now. What do you think about Son Goku being the next god of destruction? I understand none of those words. And to me, it sounds like complete and utter gibberish. He wants more Caligos? Yeah, he does. I, however, would personally prefer not to give him that.
More you struggle, the better.
This can't be good.
You don't watch Dragon Ball? Not for like 25 years, no. Sunwell is fair? I need it. I will not be giving you that. We'll high roll the spells? Let's hope. All these sick arcane spells coming our way. Face, 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 face. Darn it, never lucky. Interesting. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we don't have that. But even bother killing that? I guess not, right? Are any of these arcane spells? One is. Let's cycle, find Astalor. What was my last battle cry? Did it just give me a spell? We should have shuffled those in first, I think, before we drew one card. A few years ago, I would never actually read in a blanket since he always complained about the heat in California. I wore a blanket during the winter. I used to stream with the window open and the blanket. Not this blanket, but a different blanket. We've got the Redbeard blankie emotes for years now. What a scam. We still have 0 corpses. That is a scam. But the summers and the fall, some of the spring in Southern California was too hot, man. Too hot. What's the deal with this? What's the deal with this heat?
Serve me in death.
Okay, tell me something. Why did I draft the Astalor, Bart? Why did I draft the Astalor? What's up, Acti? Swing it. The deck is glitched. We did play it once. Alex Bam. Thanks, Alex, for the follow as well. Oh, also my birthday is in 3 days. Just a heads up. Kadabra. Thank you, Kadabra, for the follow. So, what's today? So tonight's stream, and then the next night stream, and then the third night stream, that's my birthday. You guys can come in and wish me a happy birthday. So I'm going to be streaming, I think, on my birthday, because I don't know anybody in this wonderful, wonderful town.
The calm before the storm.
Frost Rider into Macaw, there's some synergy. Yeah, there was some synergy for us. Wait, do you think I should just go buy like a surplus of Pokemon cards for my birthday?
What are you hiding?
What am I hiding? Don't worry about it. It's pretty good. Let's play this. We can theoretically do like this and this. Put 100 minions on the board next turn. Could wait and potentially still hit Astalor, which would be pretty cool. Hey, where's Judge been? Is he ever streaming again? Google Translate thinks his name is Winter General Idenbell. Who? This guy? Red, you went 12-0 yesterday with a mage deck. Do you think it could have gone 67 if it was a different time? Yeah, sure. 1 minute earlier, queuing up against one Astalor. My opponent. Oh. What did he do? It's not that bad. Still upgraded our guy. He can hit it. The problem is I don't have a ping. Would have went 6 to 7 wins if it was 2025. Yeah, that would have been a weak deck in 2025. Oh no. Wait, he's not killing my guy. Oh, frick. Oh boy. Tromble bones here. Music? Is that an undead?
Fight until you can't no more.
Can have more minions. I'm just gonna kill this guy, stop Bone Mare from being particularly punishing. You're a Tromblebone. Parts of me have been described that way, yes. Red, I'm gonna go ahead and take Mage off the menu. I'm 0-2. Glad I dedicated 8 years of my life to mastering this game. You know, you want there to be some variance in the results, right? I think again, the going 0-2 or 12-2 or the 3-3, like, I think that stuff is secondary. It should feel fun when you draft a deck, and it should feel fun when you play the games. You should feel like you can be competitive, even if you end up losing. If we lost some just cool games to non-death knights, and well, I'd still rather win. In the grand scheme of things, it's not really that big of a deal. And our opponents probably look at those things quite fondly. Can't remember. Just gonna do this.
The calm before the storm.
You know, this actually gets kind of problematic, having 2 of these, if we're drawing things like tiny toys or something. The variance is that they all suck this meta. How many years does it take to be a master at something? 5? 8? At least 8. It's okay, relatively speaking. I need to draw my Astalor or my something.
Take shelter.
Not gonna throw it out. He's gotta destroy this board. He's not been answering anything efficiently so far. Hopefully he has 5 Malignant Horrors in his hand. Goku mastered the Kamehameha wave in hours.
I can be very persuasive.
Goku's not real. Does that do stuff? Trades, trades, hits. Does keep him alive. I forgot these are not 2/2s. Trades. It does keep him alive still. 90 minutes per day for 20 years. Goku's an F and overachiever. Goku. That was not the play. It's funny because, you know what? I'm sure this will work out. Trust me on this. What if we get some damage? Well, we can't cast it because we spent it on the 4, but now that we missed the damage, I'm happy we got the 4/4s back. You take Murazond, the Lich King, or an active Dark Bishop Benedictus with pick 7. Is that the one that makes you have Shadow Spell? I would take the Shadow Spell guy. Murazond is very good too. Lich King is worse than those things. You need 416 days of something to become a master, or 10,000 hours. Looks like I'm a master arena player then. If you guys haven't hit the follow button, now would be a good time. Just my reminder to anybody that it does help me out. If you like the stream, just a casual reminder. And also, I do want to mention again, we have posted on YouTube what many people are calling the greatest Jade Shaman deck in the history of Arena. So, it might be worth checking out if you're into that type of stuff.
In death.
Oh my god, Hastelor? You can draft that? You can draw that if you draft it? Yeah, I don't know, it might be worth it though. Jade deck. Think you played enough Hearthstone to do that? Oh, for sure. Way more than that. I've streamed almost every day for 5 years. Let's not think about it, but yeah, absolutely. Coin out the 3. There's a lot of crap we can put on the board this turn. Might be hard to get it down elsewise. Astalor, my old friend. It's gonna do this. Oh god. Oh, I can't attack too. Let's just play this. Let's just double trade or nah? What if he Remorseless Winters me? I guess it's fine. It just allows me to play deal the 2 damage to the minion. We're kind of losing 1 damage, but protected around some of those type of effects.
Side voices, please.
Master a skill, 10,000 hours. I don't know if that applies to everything versus Hearthstone. A 3 mana 9/6 just because an undead died? What the fuck? I know. Kind of crazy, yeah.
Wrong guy, pal.
Luckily, the good guys are scoring these type of cards today. Redbeard.
Before the storm.
Namely, Redbeard.
Arcane bolt.
There are other metrics other than time spent that would point to the fact that someone like Red or I have mastered this game for the most part. This depends on how you define mastered, right? Because I don't think there's any player that can't improve still. So complete mastery or like very high level proficiency, those can kind of be different things, right? We need to Astalor this turn. Could hex that. I could just drop Astalor, but I think I'd rather have 2 minions. And I think I'd rather just take off 1 or 2. I guess I can double trade here. And then maybe I just hex ping and kill him. He still has to have another taunt, some heal, or some removal. Which, yeah, a lot of them do, but not every turn, every deck. Right after this game, I have to pee. Wait, isn't that good for me? Maybe not. Maybe not.
The calm before
Our
the
gift of frost shields us.
Maybe yes.
Our gift of the arcane enlightens us.
Is he dead? I don't think so. Close. Still not dead, technically. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gotta hold it. Do I need to hex it? start here. It's trash.
Take shelter! Take shelter! Take shelter!
Okay, definitely
Gift of frost shields us.
losable, right?
This can't be good.
You can't turn your back on destiny.
Did I have lethal? 5, 6, no.
I'll Hearthstone.
This can't be good.
All life must end.
Okay, beat an evil Death Knight with my noble Shaman. And I think we take a quick little pee break. Okay, back, but I'm actually going to eat during this game. I'm gonna delay the
Morgul versus the Lich King.
All will serve me in death.
I can't show my potatoes.
This can't be
It's
good.
against Twitch TOS. This piece of chicken is horrible.
Feels good.
What fools these mortals be!
Destiny calls to you.
I guess I'm doing
Our
this.
gift of the arcane enlightens us.
It's go time.
Me not shade.
A dark deed to defy death.
Your end is nigh.
I mean, I'm not gonna hex that.
My dying breath is for this city.
What the hell just happened? My board went where?
Hide the polar
This, I mean, this could be alright. BG rank EU beater Babbitt. He's rank 1. He's my best friend. I think he said I taught him pretty much everything he knows.
You look tasty.
Yeah, that's annoying.
The calm before the storm.
I had a fire alley or something, maybe. Sorry, just jamming some more. I'm almost done. Eating assorted meats and carrots, potatoes and chicken, baby carrots and greens.
Did that just move?
Incredibly fucked up. Oh, time to high roll.
Take shelter!
Our rallying cry.
What good does hitting it do to me? Like none, right? Oh, maybe it does. I have this thing.
Take shelter!
Something pathetic. 2 3s. It's bread and cheese, that's why he's hiding it. No, they're unseasoned baked potatoes. Because I cooked them earlier and I didn't season them because I figured I'd eat them after the stream, but I was hungry, so.
You ready to fight for a better future?
Alright, we're back, baby. What if I leave him up? Double trade.
Our gift of frost shields us.
Trade. Trade. X. Pack a little pepper over those bad boys. Yeah, I got some pepper normally. There actually was some pepper kind of floating about, mostly just in my mouth. The amalgam dies and the vizier will be cheapened. That's true. Not super relevant right now to our viable lines of play, but true.
Throw them out!
I guess I just get rid of this idiot. By the way, Red Beard stream got the perfect blend of chill music and a calming voice for sleeping. Much appreciated. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for enjoying the stream. This is Homer Simpson saying hello to all the ladies out there. Now, does he trade? That's the question. He trades. So can I delay the Astalor?
It's a riot.
I could maybe. Like, what if I get Overlord Drakuru? It sucks.
Our gift of fire empowers us.
I just need to kill the dog. Did the voices break? It might have. If somebody paid out, then it will have broken without me being able to know that.
A dark deed.
Looks, that might be a possibility. I need more help. I'll work on it after this game.
The more you struggle,
We'll get him back for you.
better.
X here. 4, 5 here. Some power off the board here. Start the process. Not how I do that. I didn't touch them. I assume it was
Calls to you.
Zelda. How am I doing things?
Calm before the storm.
Okay, I just need to live. I did miss some intrinsic value. I'm gonna make this trade. I just don't want to take a bunch of damage. Maybe Queenie was paying her own points back. It's possible.
I can be
Management.
very persuasive.
Review. Rewards. I can't open this. What if I go over here? Okay, kill everything?
You can't turn your back on destiny. I'm extra.
I can be very persuasive.
Okay. I don't have to take any damage. I don't want to take any. Theoretically, we survive against an Alex, right? She probably doesn't know. No, I told her. I don't know if she did it, but she knows. I'm just gonna turn them off. And then I'll get you your points back. I'll figure it out when I'm not streaming. Yeah, they're all paid back. I don't know if they're... Let me shoot her a message.
Margo versus the Lich King.
What if she didn't do it though? I don't want to like upset her or anything. It's not that big of a deal. Let's try to find a 2. See if we can find Astalor. Another triple legendary concoction rogue go. It's going up on YouTube. So you'll have to check it out there. People get mad when they get spoiled on it now, apparently. That YouTube's getting too popular, but let me just say it's worth it. It's worth it to see that one in action.
You are prepared. prepared for the wars to come.
The calm before the storm.
You shall know my cruelty first.
I have things you never knew you wanted.
Admiral Sparrow. Thank you for the prime, Mr. Sparrow. You could play this. This is pretty juicy. This card could be good too. Discover a spell from any class, and it costs one less. Not too shabby. Do I want to play off curve again? Not really.
The calm before the storm.
Just gonna make a 5/5. That would be actually kind of a cool card. 4 mana 5/5. You know, it's battle cry, it's frozen or whatever. Can't find my Astalor. Any Redbeard TikTok content to capture the Zoomer audience? Yeah, we're getting some TikTok content up soon, so make sure you're following. They all got approved. I'm not sure if she rejected them or approved them. If anybody that used a bunch of sounds wants to let me know if you got a bunch of points added or if they just got cleared, that would also be helpful. I can draw one card. I can discover a card. I guess my deck would honestly probably rather draw a card. Because we can find an Astalor. Hello, man. GG for the new intro on the YouTube vids. You like them? Freezing is good combo with the Polar Express.
Everybody
Yeah.
needs a casket.
I used 10 million farts. You should refund me. Well, it doesn't work that way. I can't refund anything that wasn't actually spent. And I can't give out points. I would if I could. Love them. Did you make it by any chance? We bought it for €7. This is another discovered card, huh? Astalor. Oh fuck, am I burning a card? No. He doesn't have battle cry. I can clear 3 of these. No undead will die. Let's do this, see if we can find something like that. Twisting Nether, huh? Yeah, let's take it. We just drop this. An expensive semi-shitter. Just discover an 8 mana Scourge, man. I was trying. It'd be good for contesting his 9 mana Scourge. I got scammed by Talriel. Taz. Did you get your points back, Lyra, or no? Or did they just get completed? That's not so good for me. But I guess it's not so bad either. Really not that relevant, I guess. Trade. Make it to that guy. That is relevant and somewhat problematic. So I guess I want him to actually be summoning a bunch of things so I can get him to deplete his corpses. So let's do this for now. Let's get this down. And I kind of actually maybe meant to play that.
This can't be good.
I didn't get anything back, okay. I'll have to like put a message in the Discord just reminding the mods that people care about that stuff and not to fuck around with it.
Feels good.
A bunch of reborns, he summons 2 more. I won't really have a way to build anything after this. These, I guess, give me 2/4 reborns, but that's not that good. Maybe I hold this. Rage. Nether's just not that good here. Just gonna summon 1 billion more. I don't really care. Well, you know. People invest their time here, you don't want to completely disregard that. If the option is to do nothing and not disregard it, or to do something and disregard it. But yeah, I don't even have like a taunt I can play. getting down to 1 always. Always 1. Customer's always right, true. So maybe he just has 2 and we hex both malignants. Okay, maybe we draw the Astalor. Maybe we get the Nether into the Astalor. Interesting. Well, my guy's come back now at least. I did get the Astalor. But now I can't kill both because he has the taunt. Stupid game. If I play the Astalor now, I can't clear anything.
Fight until you can't no more.
Summon requires corpses. I'm not sure who you're talking to. Oh, the guy who's making a joke in chat? No, he's fooling with the Armmaster.
Very persuasive.
Okay. So, I still can't kill the 2 1s. Although, in my defense, I was kind of hoping that I could. It's only spitting out 2 more of them. Oh, wow. Okay, wait, maybe there's hope.
The more you struggle, the better.
Sunwell's so good, I'm just gonna take this card. I'm gonna shoot here. I'm gonna shoot here. Gives me the ability to play that next turn, but even if I could play it this turn, which lets me play the Astalor next turn. Take 3, he pushes 9. I gain the 7 though. I don't have that much mana. It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. I don't have that much mana. That's fine. We can cast it next turn. We just need to play a Morg or a Deathwing.
Bring out your dead.
Yeah, we could have done that differently. These aren't Deathwing either. Just a bunch of like cheap shitters. Hired gun is nice. Alright, let's make sure we play this time.
Our gift of frost.
And then let's trade. Give a minion, blah blah blah.
Arcane.
I'm over my cold, or I seem to be. Feels good to not use paper tissue every 10 minutes. I'm glad you're feeling better. I didn't know you were sick. Oh man, a lot of Marrowgars today. A lot of Marrowgars. More than 0. This deck is insane, yeah. It would have been, I mean, it's just like, this is the, yeah, I don't want to, it's Malignant is the problem, right? We had to throw 9 turns worth of resources in to deal with 1 Malignant, and then Marrowgar just, you know, don't have any resources left. It's fine. That's why he traded the 2 1s. Yeah, he made a lot of bad plays, but his deck didn't matter. The card looks a bit insane, yeah, a little bit. Great win rate tonight. Yeah, almost all of our runs are going like 8 to 10 tonight, and all our decks are insane, and you need an insane deck to have a chance to go 8, which is why some of these decks we just retire, or, you know, we concede some of these games where you don't have access to equivalently broken stuff, because you just can't win if you can't even really play the game if you don't. But we have 2 Pokemon packs, and I'm sure they're going to be insane. I've got a Sneaking Suspicion, got Energy. We've got a Vacuum. These are Lost Origins. We've got a Silcoon. Oh, remember we opened the Rainbow Lady earlier today? My god, in fact, we could even show her because she's right here. My god. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, Lost Origins. Warple, Clefairy, Licky Tongue, beautiful horse. We've got a Shuppet, followed by none other than a Dust Ox. Dude, if I saw one of those flying in my house, I'd smush it. And the big hitter. Wow, I thought I saw a silvery border back there. Not quite as cool as the Rainbow Lady, but my goodness. We are just ripping rainbows and all darts left and right. Cool little computer chip behind him. Wow.